We are live. I took a little small of a break here on YouTube just to kind of everybody has to clear their head a little bit. We're back with another Inside the Squared Circle here with a really good dear friend, Mr. Michael Carr. And it's been a while getting him on here, but we got him. I mean, yo. So how's it going in Wales right now? How's the weather? How's everything in that part of the
Yeah,
world?
yeah, everything is good. Well, it's been dry. We've had some rain, some sunshine, so bit of best of both worlds, really. How's things over in the US?
Here it's been hot, dry, humid. Uh, I used to like the summertime and the heat, but I don't like it now since I got older. So it's like you have to get used to you got to kind of have to get used to the heat.
Mm.
But one thing I would like to talk about, Michael, is I know that you are a big fan of pro wrestling, like me and some of my other subscribers on here and everything. Um, what is it about pro wrestling now that you think is different from back then?
Well, that's a good question. To be honest with you, I think what's different is more focus on the wrestling, which is not a bad thing, but at the same time, it can be a bad thing at the same time, if that makes sense. Um, Basically it's more like what happens in the ring than what the characters are, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Who are some of the people now that you like, that you follow, that you think that they're right up here for you?
In any company.
Any of them?
Okay, in AEW, I mean, I don't normally like AEW much, but when I do sometimes get to watch it, I like Timeless Tony Storm. I love the Hollywood character, the like Marilyn Monroe kind of character, and everything she's doing is just phenomenal. Uh, I like uh, I don't mind Will Ospreay. Usually, I don't like that kind of wrestler because it's all flips and kicks and stuff, but he's actually really good. And I'm not just saying that because he's British like me, but he is really good. Um, Chris Jericho is just amazing. He just constantly evolves. You know, every single year he changes his character nearly and his gimmick. He just keeps evolving, never gets bored. It gets boring, I mean to say. Um, uh, in AEW, I like Chris Statlander. She's cool. Um, I There's not much I like about AEW, to be honest. I don't really watch it much. MJF is cool. He is the best heel in wrestling right now. I don't care what anyone says. He is one of the best, in my opinion. Anyone can. I don't think anyone in wrestling today can get the whole crowd to boo you like he can. He's just a natural born heel, in my opinion. Um, with TNA, I like Jordan Grace. I like Joe Hendry. I had to do that. Sorry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeah, he's great. I uh, I said Jordan Grace. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I like a lot of the knockouts there. Rosemary, Jody Threat, um, Havoc when she's there. Nick Nemeth, formerly Dolph Ziggler, he's cool. Moose is cool. Um, yeah, I could go on forever, really. In WWE, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Bailey. She deserves to be booked better, in my opinion, even though she's the champion. Lyra Valkyria is cool. Uh, but yeah, there's a lot of people I like, though. There's a lot of people. It took me about a whole hour just to explain who I like in wrestling today.
Who's your all time favorite? Like if you had some all time favorites, who fits up there
One,
for you?
one of them or a few of them?
Few of them. How many you want to name?
Okay, The Rock, Kurt Angle, Bret Hart, The Undertaker, Sting, the Dudley Boys, um, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, yeah, those kind, yeah, those. Oh yeah, and so to past wrestlers as well. I don't know if I'm allowed to say their names or not. Chris Benoit, I like Chris, but what he did in his last days was wrong. But I still respect the guy for what he did in the ring.
Yep, absolutely. Let me. I know that you said The Rock. I know you liked Cody. Um, how was your thoughts on that whole situation? Them building up to WrestleMania and having, there's
Oh,
the Cody there and then
oh,
Roman.
oh! I hated Rock for that. I hated him. I was like, oh my god, Rock, you're so selfish. How can you do such a thing? You know, Cody's worked so hard, and you could take it away from him just because you want it. But I think that's why I loved it so much, was because Dwayne is such a great heel, and he's such a great on the microphone. He can capitalize you and just capture you with his mic stuff and just his character alone, which
Yeah.
is what's missing in most wrestlers nowadays. I think it's just the power to drive people towards your character and to believe in your stories. And not many wrestlers have that. MJF
No,
is
they.
one of them in AEW, and I think The Rock is that too. Not that I'm comparing MJF and The Rock, I'm not comparing those two. Like they're two different levels, but I think MJF does more work. I think he can get to that level slowly, slowly. But The Rock is just on a level of his own, and I love Cody Rhodes because he's such a hard worker, good wrestler, good on the microphone. I know people say, oh, he carries the belt wrong and stuff. I don't care. He's good. I like Cody Rhodes, and he's doing really, really good. He's the face of the company now, and I guarantee you, though, when Cody and The Rock will face each other, because it's going to happen, maybe at WrestleMania next year, it's going to be big, in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of people had a different opinion about the whole Rock situation because they were like, man, I want to see him in Roman, but at the same time, you're messing up Cody's stuff.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
but it all worked out at the end though.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did, and it showcased one of the most must see WrestleMania main events of all time with Cody and Roman, and the match itself was just epic storytelling, dramatic cinema. In my opinion, it was just great.
So what is it? So what do you have to say to some wrestling fans who used to watch it back in the day and then they casually watch it every now and then now, but they still like to poke out the fact that WWE is on fire and they're doing great with their pay per views and going overseas and their POEs are selling out tickets, but their ratings are not high enough, and people like to point that out. So what would you say to them about that?
Just shut up and watch. Stop complaining about it. Just enjoy it. As long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters. And if people don't enjoy it, that's up to them. If they don't like it, don't watch it. It's that simple. And I would just say that anyone who watches wrestling and just constantly complains about it is not a true fan of wrestling, in my opinion. Just, if you're a true wrestling fan, watch and enjoy every other wrestling show that you see. Just be a fan of what they do. And in a way, my love for wrestling was dying a bit because it was just nothing much was happening, but it's been reignited, you could say, with everything that's going on with WWE and AEW and TNA and the changes that's going on. Is just, yeah, it's drawn me back to being a proper fan again from being just a casual.
You're the first person I'm about to ask this to, but what do you think about John Cena retiring after next year?
Well, years ago, I hated John Cena because I just didn't like his character. I didn't like his wrestling. I didn't like his promos. I just think he dressed like a very old Boy Scout. He just looked terrible with his multiple clothes, and it's just a big business guy. But I've always respected him. I've always respected John Cena for the hard work he's done. And now that he's going to retire next year, to be honest, I feel old because I grew up watching the guy. But yeah, I'm happy for him that he's going to make this decision because he can't do this forever. No one can. But wrestling retirements don't really last that long either. So I won't be surprised if he comes back like in a few years from now and wrestles once again now and again. But if he's going to retire, then uh, good for him. Wish him luck on his last run, and yeah, I hope he's going to do amazing stuff because Cena has gained a huge, mega popularity of love and respect over the past few years, and he's been doing great stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes for Big Match John.
I know that you're a big fan of the Tombstone Power Driver, but what was it about the Tombstone that you like? Like is it
Uh,
devastating? Is it just cool to see?
it's devastating. In my opinion, it's devastating because it's the one move in wrestling that no one should kick out of, and it annoys the crap out of me where someone kicks out of it, or even just a one count. You get dropped on your head and you're kicking out of it. It just makes no sense to me. Also, because it's the Undertaker's move, and we all love the Undertaker. So yeah, I like the move because it's devastating how people could sell it. That's why I like it.
You and I agree on that. I don't think anybody should kick out of the Tombstone. I
No,
really don't. And it's, I mean, I've been on the fair end of a Tombstone before. I could tell you this much: you see stars for a little bit.
uh,
But I also know that you're a big Doctor Who fan.
yeah.
What got you into watching Doctor Who?
Well, I knew Doctor Who was on one time on TV, and it was about the Daleks, which is you know these babies here. They look silly, but they're actually the greatest foe to the Doctor.
Mhm.
The aliens inside. Um, Basically, I watched it because I heard about the Daleks. I heard about Doctor Who. I thought I'll give it a go, and I watched series four finale with David Tennant as the 10th Doctor, and I was hooked from it since day one. And that's when I became a massive Whovian, which is a name for Doctor Who fans, and my life changed forever in a great way.
Have Have you seen the one on? Have you been watching the new one on Disney Plus?
I don't have Disney Plus, but I have watched it on BBC One, and yeah, it's a good series. It's okay. It's not the greatest of what I've ever seen. It's not the worst I've ever seen either. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. The episodes were great. The new Doctor, the current Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, he's brilliant. I think he's an amazing Doctor. Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's a good series. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next.
I know that you're big into like the superhero and the comics and stuff like that. What's your
Yeah,
expectations of Deadpool and Wolverine?
interesting because I've read the comics and I know about the story between Wolverine and Deadpool. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be brilliant, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, especially with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. It's going to be interesting how those two play off each other, and I hope the story's going to be good.
Do you think that Deadpool and Wolverine are going to be the ones to kind of save Marvel? Because Marvel's been kind of lacking for a
Yeah,
while with their movies.
yeah, they have. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know why it's going like this. Probably too many movies. I think just too much. So I hope this will be the movie that will save them, but we'll see what happens.
What do you Who is your favorite superhero? Like from DC and Marvel?
Enough said. Yeah, I love Spider Man. Spider Man's my favorite. I love Spider Man. I got a lot of the Spider Man DVDs and Blu-rays. All there. Got the Spider Man Spider Man games. So yeah, I'm a big Spider Man fan. Massive Spider Man fan.
So let me ask you: when you saw the one Spider-Man movie that had all three, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom
Yes,
Holland,
yes. Love it. Love it. It's absolutely fantastic. It was great. It was great. I loved it. Well, I was a bit emotional seeing Toby back because he was my favorite Spider-Man. I love Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland does a great job, but to me, Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man, and seeing them all three together and with the villains together as well, it was just I love that movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's brilliant.
Well, now that you played the Spider-Man video game, or like, are you a gamer? Like, whatever games do you play on?
I have a PS4, but I did have a PS2 and an Xbox 360 years ago. I did play Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. That was a lot of fun. Apart from the kid yelling, "I lost my balloon!" just like every 5 minutes. Oh, that was annoying. So annoying. But I loved that game. It was great. And this is a good one. The PS4 Spider-Man game and the Miles Morales one's good too. Yeah, I love the games. I also play uh, some Lego games. I got some Lego games like Lego Harry Potter, Lego Star Wars, Lego Avengers, Lego Jurassic World. I got Hogwarts Legacy. That's cool. I got Uncharted 4 and Uncharted The Lost Legacy. And I have uh, WWE 2K19 on the PS4, which is the best wrestling game on the PS4 so far.
I'm telling you, the 2K19 has some really great community creations. If anybody's ever played 2K, their community creations, it's amazing how these people take so much time to make some of these wrestlers.
Now, tell
It
me
is
about it.
amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. The championships, the arenas, the wrestlers. Not just the 2K19, but in other games too. It's just so real. Sometimes when I scroll on social media and I see a created MJF on the game, it looks just like MJF. It's just amazing how they do that. The detail is just incredible. So these creators are phenomenal and they're very, very talented. I just wish I could create as good as them.
Absolutely. By the way, did you ever play any of the Batman Arkham games?
No, I always
No.
wanted to though. No.
Now, if you were you're talking about Hogwarts, you a big Harry Potter fan?
Love it. Love Harry Potter. Yes, I got all the books, the movies. Um, Hogwarts Legacy on the PS4 is cool. My favorite Harry Potter book is the Chamber of Secrets, and my favorite Harry Potter movie is The Prisoner of Azkaban. I love the stories. I love the games. I love the films. But J.K. Rowling, horrible human being.
Yeah, it's
Enough
unfortunate.
said. Enough said about that.
Now, no, do you like? I know you like Star Wars. What was your favorite Star Wars character?
Um, oh, that's good. uh, Probably Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Have you seen the Obi-Wan Kenobi show?
No, but I've wanted to so bad, but I just don't have Disney Plus. I can't afford it. But I heard it's okay. It's got mixed opinions, but I'd like to give it a go one day. Same with The Mandalorian. That's become a franchise of its own, and yeah, I'd like to get on board with these shows, see what happens with them, because I don't know what happens. I've not been spoiled with anything. So if anyone does know, please no spoilers. I want to be surprised. So yeah.
What was your favorite Star Wars movie out of the franchise?
Empire Strikes Back. Next to A New Hope, which is my second favorite. I'm wearing the T-shirt now, actually, of it. It's pretty cool. I love that movie.
I still love the scene in Empire Strikes Back when Luke's hand gets off and he's screaming "No, no!" when he finds out that Darth Vader's his dad, and just
Classic scene. It's one of the most famous scenes in movie history, and it was actually at the time one of the most genuine shocks in cinema history because no one saw that coming back then. So I would love to go back in time in the TARDIS and seen the film back then and seen the audience reaction to it. That would have been amazing.
I know you showed me your favorite Marvel character. Did you have a favorite DC character?
Superman. I like Superman. I like Batman. Joker's cool. Um, but yeah, it's a cross between Batman and Superman.
Who you who's your favorite Superman?
Christopher Reeve.
Great
Yeah,
answer.
he is Superman. He is Superman. God bless his soul. One of the best. He was awesome.
Have you seen set photos of the new what the new Superman looks like?
No, but I hear that his son, Christopher Reeve's son, is in it, and he looks just like him. It's creepy, but I've not heard much about it really.
Who's your favorite Batman?
Oh, that's good. I don't know. Um, I'm gonna have to say Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton.
Did you see the new Flash with him in it?
No, is it any good?
And if Michael Keaton steals the show, I can just say that much.
It's Michael Keaton. What else can you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in Spider Man as well, the Tom Holland one as the Vulture, and he was phenomenal in that, in my opinion.
And he's gonna do well in Beetlejuice too. For anybody hasn't
Oh,
know that.
Beetlejuice 2? It's Beetlejuice 2?
Yeah, it's coming.
This one was mad as hell.
The trailer's out for Beetlejuice 2 comes out this September actually.
That's soon. Wow.
And Keaton still hadn't lost a step. Well, what kind of music do you listen to, Michael? Like what usually is on your playlist?
I like 80s music. You know, I like some ABBA music as well, like Mamma Mia, Does Your Mother Know, Dancing Queen. I like, yeah, I do like the Spice Girls because I grew up with the Spice Girls in the 90s. Um, like Spice Up Your Life, you know, Mama, I Love You, and Tell You What I Want. Those are good songs. I like other 80s songs too. I like Alice Cooper, Man Behind the Mask, which was made for Friday the 13th, Part 6, I think it was, Part 6?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you. Yeah, Kev's a fellow horror buff, if you don't know. I like classical music too, which is strange to say, but I do like classical music. It's just, I can listen to it for hours and just feel calm in there. Uh, I do like a bit of heavy metal music, rock music. I blame my love for WWE for that because the pay-per-views had metal music in there. You know, like Saliva. You know, they were cool. Um, I got a CD here. I think it's from Disturbed. Yeah, 10,000 Fists. That's a good CD. Disturbed's cool. They're still going, which is awesome. Um, the only kind of music I don't like is rap and songs that has very not very good stuff in it. If that's the nicest way to say that, really.
You don't like the whole rapping where they're talking about women and drugs and money and shooting and all that kind of stuff. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with classical music because I can see the appeal of why it would be so relaxing. Actually, just that's what we listened to back in the day.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite holiday?
Favorite holiday?
Mm-hmm.
Favorite holiday? Yeah, Christmas. I like Christmas. I love Christmas.
How's Christmas like in Wales? Like, you know, I know it's very commercialized here in the United States, but how is it over in Wales?
It's festive here. You know, you see Christmas lights, you see decorations, trees. We have our own Father Christmas or Santa Claus, you call it in America. We call them Father Christmas here in the UK. Comes in on the back of a car and just rings the bell and just says Merry Christmas to all the people in the streets when they pass. That was pretty cool. That's always cool to see. yeah, lots of Christmas music and shops, and sometimes you see the occasional people dress up as elves and Father Christmas and stuff, and see snowman decorations. So yeah, it's lovely, lovely time of the year. And I always watch Christmas movies during this time, like Christmas Carol. Um, what's that movie? What's that movie? I know what it is, but I forgot what it's called. Yeah, A Miracle on 34th Street. That's a beautiful, beautiful movie. Anyone's not seen it? Watch it Christmas this year.
Is that Miracle of 34th Street your favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah, the original. Yeah,
It is a good one.
that's a classic. It's been in every household.
I know a Christmas Story is always in Monty Mills' household
Uh,
on Christmas. So
that's that's good. That's a good one.
that's traditional there. But is it really like is professional wrestling really big in the UK? Because I mean,
Not
because I've
really.
seen, not really.
Not really. No. It's not as big as it is in America, but we got some wrestling here. There's Welsh wrestling in Wales. There's a little sport here in Pembrokeshire, Wales, where I am, and um, but it's like other companies, like I think ICW. I think it's in Scotland. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, I don't know much about UK wrestling. We did have another company here called WCPW, What Culture Pro Wrestling, but that got changed to Defiant Wrestling, and now it's no longer airing. But yeah, that was the big time UK. But also we had years ago World of Sport Wrestling. You had the classics, Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, just to name a few big UK legends in wrestling there, you know. So that was there around this time, years and years ago. But it's not as big as it is now as it was in the past. Because back then, wrestling was still just a sport. It's not much of a sport now, is it?
You were talking about what culture? I'm a big. I used to love Simon's thumbs up and thumbs down videos, and Simon was one of my favorites on there. So I had to throw that out there.
I, lo- I, I love King Ross.
Oh yeah, I like him too.
Yeah, he's in Cultaholic right now, and they're doing a good job.
I know you mentioned a fellow horror buff.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite horror franchise?
Uh, Friday the 13th. I know it doesn't make any sense, and I know some of the films are stupid, but I love it. I just love the kills, and I love Halloween as well. Not such big on Nightmare on Elm Street. Um, I think some other films, like The Burning, was really really good. I like classic horrors too. Like the ones with Vincent Price and Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, and they're brilliant movies. The ones that are like completely bad, I stay far away from. But but yeah, I do like horror movies. I do. The Saw franchise is good too. I love the story, but my God, it's gruesome. It's it is gruesome. I just recently finished the Hostel movies. Hostel 2 is the best one, and it's also the most glorious of the lot. That bathroom scene is just,
Oh
ugh.
yeah.
Yeah, enough said.
So I'm glad you got the chance to finally watch all the Hostel ones. I mean, the second one's my favorite too,
Yeah, it's
out of all
good.
three of them. Now,
Yeah.
the one on the first one, I don't really like. The one I didn't like was the Achilles heel, the tendon on the ankle. That one was a little.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That
the
was a little.
second one was good.
What is your favorite? Which one's your favorite Friday the 13th movie?
Oh, that's good. That is good. I've got a few favorites. I love the first one, but I think my favorite has to be the fourth one, the final chapter, because if they were to finish at that point and didn't do any more after that, I think that'd have been the perfect ending for it. But they just kept on making more and more and more and more.
And more. You there, Michael? Got some technical difficulties going on here. I think he'll come back here just a minute. But while he's on his way back, let's let's talk about what he said about that. Friday 13 Part 4 was one of the it's actually one of my favorites too, because you have Corey Feldman as in there, and he Tommy, the, everything is good about it. But we'll see what happens when he comes back here. But but the Friday 13 series is really good, especially Part 4. I like Part 6. Part 6 is one of my favorites out of that series. Um, we'll get him back on here in just a minute. I think with some little technical difficulties and stuff, so we'll keep it going. Um, there he is. Here he is.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. I told him
Uh,
you'd be back. I was just talking
Yes.
about Part 4 while you were on your way back.
Um, I'm so sorry. The Wi-Fi got cut off.
That's okay. Honestly, Part 4 is one of my favorites. Part 6 is probably up there for me.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good one. Yeah.
what are some of your favorite Jason kills? Because I could tell you one in particular that I love is the one that Jason takes Manhattan and that boxer's over there punching Jason.
I
Like,
love that.
yeah.
Best kill in the whole movie. Oh, yeah. Before I answer that question, I want to just to let everyone know that if my part gets cut off again, it's just my Wi-Fi plays up from time to time. So I apologize for that.
You're fine. We got you.
Okay. So if it cuts off again, that's why. So not being rude or anything. My favorite Jason kill. Um, I I don't know. I don't know. I got a few. I had to pick one on the top of my head. Has to be the one with where he kills this girl who's lying in the middle of of a mud puddle, and yeah, and as soon as she gets killed, American Express card comes out of her hand. Yeah, and you just in your head you can hear someone in the audience saying, "Don't leave home without it." It's just I love that.
It was actually in Part 6, and that's one of my favorite kills in Part 6. But my main favorite kill is when they're in the RV and he slams the girl's face and you see the face print on the wall and stuff like that. It was actually I was like, that's actually pretty good, pretty creative.
Have you seen the ones of the clips of that movie on YouTube? The one that are uncensored. You know, there are uncensored versions of the kills on YouTube.
I have not seen those. No.
You know, they're on YouTube. Just the uncut kills, and they're actually more graphic because because in these movies the kills were cut for some reason.
Did you see the last Halloween trilogy?
I've
Halloween eight.
seen I've seen Halloween and the second one of the new ones, but I've not seen Halloween Ends, so I don't know how that no pun intended ends. So please, no spoilers. I want to see that when I can. And
Mm,
but the second one was a bit weird. It all took place in a hospital, but it's interesting. Interesting. I thought they killed Michael Myers off, and he comes back to life and kills everyone. So that's a bit weird for me. But yeah, I'm interested though. I am interested. I've heard bad stuff about it. I've heard it's a crap movie, but I want to see it for myself. Because people have said for years that the Star Wars: The Phantom Menace was crap. But yeah, I loved it.
I don't listen to what people say. I mean,
No, I don't.
me and Melissa have always been that kind of people that would still go to see a movie even if you told us it was bad. Because it may be bad to you, but it may not be bad to someone else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I mean,
I
Halloween
respect.
Kills. But by the way, Halloween Kills The only thing I did not like about that movie was the fact that they kept trying to say "evil dies tonight,"
Yeah, how
and
many
they
times was that said in the movie?
But I do like the Halloween 2018. I had the good vibe of the old Halloween, and one thing I do
Yeah,
like about yeah, go ahead, Mike.
that's all.
Yeah.
That's all you go first.
Halloween Kills. One thing I did love that they did was they went back in the beginning to the '78, and then they had someone look like Dr. Loomis. I thought that was pretty cool. But
Yeah, that was good. That was pretty cool. Nice way of bringing Donald Pleasance back. So that was nice. With Halloween, the other one, they went. I like. It was very interesting how they went in the direction of they said that no, Laurie was not the sister of Michael Myers whatsoever. In a way, I kind of like that because with Michael Myers, he was after this babysitter, but he didn't know why until the second movie. But I kind of wish they didn't kept they used that. I wish they kept that Michael Myers was stalking this one girl, but you don't know why. Made him more scary, in my opinion. Made him more terrifying.
it did. Um, and John Carpenter said he really didn't want to. He didn't really want in Halloween 2, the original one. He didn't really want to write that, but they had to explain something, so he just put that in there. And everybody always ran with it. But to be honest with you, I like the fact that he was just some random killer that just
Yeah, I like that too. It makes sense. Just well, Michael Myers killed his sister. You didn't know why, but then I was going after this other woman. You don't know why either. So they should have stuck with that, I think, instead of just saying, "Oh, he's after Lloyd because because he hates his family and he wants to kill his family," which is, I think, it's silly in my opinion. But well, to give Michael Myers a motive is like, uh, phew, I don't know how to describe that really. But it's just don't like the fact that they gave Michael Myers a motive.
do you watch any sports, Michael?
Uh, no, no, I don't. I'm not a sports person. I'm more of a nerd.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Thank you.
What's some of your I mean, now I can honestly tell you fans this question. I can tell you this one. This guy right here has a good following on TikTok. If you guys have never seen his videos, he does some pretty cool stuff on there.
Thank you.
I mean, and somebody now, me and you did that Home Alone thing last year,
Yes, yes, we did. Yes, that was fun.
and um, and the fact that you did it so perfectly, like Joe Pesci, like you know that you're in there. You
I
even
just
wore the
love.
beanie and everything. I thought, wow,
Yeah, I am perfectionist. I have to do something like that. I know, but when I do Doctor Who videos, I always do them in my cosplay of my own Doctor I created called the Welsh Doctor. I came up with my own covers, my own backstory and character for him. Uh, I use that for pretty much every single video I do. But the occasional ones, like the Home Alone one, I have to get the coat and the beanie out and place evil and stuff because I just love that scene so much, and it was just funny. I just enjoyed it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to do, and thank you for directing that.
have you ever have you ever done acting before, like when you were in school or anything? Did you ever part of stage theater?
Does Christmas concert count?
It counts. Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
yep, yep. Did lots of that. Oh gosh, it'll take me a while to remember them all. I played a caveman one time. Funny story about that. Uh, would it be okay if I told the story?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Sure.
So I wanted a fake sword, like a cardboard sword, because lots of the boys had swords. I didn't have a sword. I didn't have a like a well, no, 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 no. I had a plastic sword, but I wanted a spear because some people had fake spears, and I wanted a spear. So I asked, could I have a spear? And they said, well, and the teacher said, could you maybe you can ask your parents to make one for you. So I asked, and they said, we'll talk to my granddad, God bless him, about it. And my granddad made one for me. He made me a spear. Little did I know at the time, he made me a real spear. He made me a real spear. It was my fault. I wasn't specific. I just said, "Can I have a spear, please?" Said, yeah, okay, go ahead then. So he carved a real spear for me. I and stupid me, I brought it into school and I got a lot of trouble for that. So they just took away that spear and gave me the floppy cardboard knife. You're having this, end of. All right, fine. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. So I just used that. So yeah, I had the floppy cardboard knife instead of a fake spear. I didn't want a real one. That's my granddad, though. I think he did it on purpose just to play a rib on me. But that's my granddad. Uh, I love him. I miss him. But that was funny. Funny story there.
I did a lot of stage acting in school. I actually, when I was younger, I got the role of the Scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't really. I mean, I was putting all that stuff hay in me, but I think I put too much in there. So I kind of looked like a little. So I looked like a little scarecrow that was just had a little too much to eat. You
I
know,
did
but
Wizard of
too,
Oz as well. I did Wizard of Oz
but
as well.
I mean,
I was a
that's
munch.
just
I was a
yes.
munchkin. I was.
What is so? What is that's the thing about with you having all that brilliant stuff that you do on TikTok and doing that. Have you ever thought about the possibility of ever writing like a movie or writing books or becoming?
Well, funny you say that. I am actually starting to write a story for my Welsh Doctor, for a Doctor Who kind of story. I've done a few chapters already, so yeah, I'm already typing that out as we speak.
Nice.
So so there you go. Yeah, I've been very creative in the past as well. I one time came up with this universe, a Star Wars universe, where everyone's a tiger and they're humanoid tigers and they have lightsabers and stuff. It's like a Star Wars universe but with tigers. So that's crazy. That's how my mind works.
Like I said, I'm still writing that Jason idea I had about Christmas and him being like December the 13th, where he's killing people during Christmas. I just thought it was an interesting idea, seeing him in the snow and just
That's interesting. Yeah,
one of the kills I've already come up with is something to do with Christmas lights. But
you mean like
got fully
choke them out
detailed.
Christmas nights?
I haven't got fully detailed with it yet, but it's in the
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
it's up there, yeah. And when that one comes out, that's when I will show everybody. Be like, hey, but
I'm sure it'll be great.
but we're gonna. But what one thing I'm gonna start doing on TikTok is bringing my Jason character to life and showing everybody what does Jason do when it's not Friday the 13th.
That always puzzles me. Like, does he just after Friday the 13th? Does he just go back into the lake or something? I don't know.
No, I thought about doing something where like Jason's having coffee or he's like mowing the yard or he's picking up stuff and
Can I ask you a question?
sure.
In Freddy versus Jason, they came up with this idea that Jason was afraid of water. What's your thoughts on that?
I actually thought it was a good idea because Jason did drown in the water, so obviously you would think he would be scared because. But then again, though, I can see why some people would have a problem with it because in other Friday the 13th movies, Jason goes right into the water after people with no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, it's true. And
I
in
think
some
that they
movies,
just,
fine.
I think they just needed something because it's Freddy. They needed something to
And
get
in
him
other
to get.
movies as well, in other movies too, Jason just walks. He doesn't run. He just walks. But in the remake, he runs a lot, which I don't understand. He's supposed to be like a zombie, isn't he?
I was not a big fan of the remake.
Me neither. Me
Because
neither.
I don't like the whole running aspect. I mean, he did run a little bit in part 3 and 4, but it wasn't like a run. It was
Well,
just more like a
back then he was more human.
yeah.
Even though Tom Savini said that after the first one, there should be no more Friday the 13th because Jason's pretty much dead in the first one.
Yep.
So I understand his point of view there.
If you haven't gotten a chance to, I know you have a PS4, but if you haven't gotten a chance to, anybody that hasn't had a chance to should play the Friday 13th game. The details on that game is amazing.
I heard it's good. I heard it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Never played it yet. That's on my to-do list though. One day.
What are some things you like to do on your like your spare time? Like what hobbies you got?
I like coloring. I like coloring books. I like going out for walks, spending time with my family, talk with friends. Um, Mostly work, but yeah, I like to go out for walks in the woodland areas because I just find those therapeutic. I love that word, and just just relax. Get your worries out and just walk in the woodlands and hear the birds and see squirrels and hear the water. It's just beautiful. I live in a countryside town, so yeah,
Hey,
it's
that's beautiful. It looks beautiful there. It really
thank you.
does. I
Yeah,
mean, I haven't had a chance to go overseas. I know Mel's been to England, but we've been talking about it, and I've been still really wanting to go there just because I just want to see.
come to Wales, mate.
It's beautiful there.
It is beautiful. Yeah.
What is what was something? What is your biggest hope when it comes to like with WWE going to Netflix? Do you want them to go back to the Attitude Era, or do you want them to do something different?
Do something different because if they went back to the Attitude Era, I think it would be a step backwards. Like you need to evolve with the times because some of the stuff that they did in the Attitude Era you can't do today, especially with the women. Um, I think the women were pretty much mistreated badly in the Attitude Era, but that's just my opinion. You
Mm.
had mud wrestling matches for the women's title, for goodness sakes. You had Deborah. No offense to Deborah, but she was not a wrestler, but yet she was women's champion. I thought that was stupid. They even put the women's title on a man one time, if you remember, Hervina. Remember that?
Yeah, and I remember they put the women's title on Stephanie McMahon, and she had no business.
Oh, God. And I to forget that, please. uh, but but if what I would see on Netflix is them do have an edgier product. I'm not saying they should say the F word or the S word in every promo like some companies do, AEW. But I would like to see them do more edgier stuff though, like get people's attention, grab them more. Like with the Riot Six, for example, they could do so much chaos with that group. I think when they go to Netflix, you see them do crazy crap, and it'll be off the chain. I must see.
I'm glad you brought up the Y6 because when the first video happened with Bo Dallas talking to Uncle Howdy and all that, a
Amazing.
lot of fans on TikTok were all upset because they were looking at it like they shouldn't be using Bray Wyatt because of blah blah blah. But honestly, in my opinion, I think he's killing it.
I agree.
As
I
and
agree.
then he's really honoring his brother, and I think that's a
I
great
think,
thing.
in my opinion, sorry, I think, in my opinion, I never met the guy, obviously, but I think Bray Wyatt would be very proud of his brother. Wyndham would be very proud of his brother, Taylor. And I think this is what this is the right thing it should do is for Taylor Wyndham, no Taylor Rotunda, sorry, Taylor Rotunda, to carry on his brother's legacy and carry on that character and just carry on the what Bray Wyatt did, because I still it's been over nearly was it nearly 2 years or a year since Bray passed,
But a year,
and well, and it still doesn't feel right that he's not with us. We're still expecting him to come back, but we know he won't. But But for Bo Dallas to do that, or Uncle Howdy to do that, I think it's amazing. And with wrestlers as well, like Dexter Loomis, Nikki Cross. I love Nikki Cross. And uh, Joe Gacy, I think his name is. I don't watch
Yep.
NXT much. And Rowan, I think it's brilliant. I think it's fantastic. And I know I've heard people say, "Oh, there's only five of them," but they call themselves the Riot Six. I think the sixth person is Bray Wyatt, and they left that for him. The Lantern is Bray Wyatt, I think. Hence the Riot Six.
Yep. So I think too. And well, I know that you've been making some comments about AEW. Do you? And I have my opinion of AEW, but it's not because I don't like what I see on there. Because I think Christian Cage has been one of has done great. I think Tony Storm is killing it
Yeah,
as
yeah,
his,
yeah,
you know. And I love MJF, and I've always said that.
yeah.
My biggest issue with AEW is, and I've told AEW fans this, and that's like I don't hate the product. I just don't like Tony Khan.
Yeah, same, same. I don't hate AEW. I just don't like what they're doing. I don't like the booking. I don't like the style of wrestling. I don't like the way they do stuff. Like, for example, they mention WWE every single week, nearly. Like, and as an insult to someone, for example, Claudio Castagnoli could be in a feud with MJF, and MJF would say to Claudio, "Hey, you failed in WWE, and you're gonna fail here, superstar." And the crowd would be like, "Oh, he mentioned WWE." And that'll make Claudio mad. And I'm like, why? Just why mention that? Just concentrate on your own things. That's what I would say. But yeah, they need to stop doing that. I don't like the style of wrestling. Like I said, I don't agree with wrestlers going out to the ring and they wrestle for 15 minutes. They kick out of tombstone power drivers and power bombs off the top rope and moves that could pretty much end the match, like the Canadian Destroyer. Another move I love so much because it's devastating, and that's just a traditional move now, like the super kick. Shawn Michaels, I bet, will hate that because that's his move. But and what ends the match is a simple roll up or an elbow or boot to the face after 60 minutes. That to me, that's not wrestling. That's just my opinion. I just don't like that style of wrestling. But it's the modern style of wrestling. I've seen it in TNA as well and WWE. I just don't like that. But I do like some of the characters, like I said, Christian Cage, MJF, Tony Storm, Chris Statlander. And also, I don't agree with the fact that nearly every single heel in AEW is in a group or in a tag team as a manager, but yet every babyface is on their own, which I never understood that. That's just me. I'm ranting, sorry.
No, I'm with you on that because honestly, I don't feel like Tony Khan is. I feel like Tony Khan should bring people in that knows how to book a show. I think Tony Khan should just stick to being the guy that signs the paychecks and brings
Yeah.
in wrestlers. Um,
Just, I hope he
but
doesn't bring in Vince Russo. I know. I know. I hate
if
him
he,
too.
hey, if he wants controversies, bring in Russo and Jim Cornette both, and just let them go at it.
Oh, gosh.
Honestly, though, my biggest issue with AEW and this even in wrestling in general with these is I feel like a lot of these wrestlers need to slow down. I mean, I know some of them had that high flying style and they want to go do all this high flying stuff, but it's kind of what Stone Cold Steve Austin and Undertaker said in Undertaker's podcast. If anyone's not seen it, he pretty much said that it's the methodical, it's the storytelling, right? That's why the bloodline's working so good. That's why everybody's excited to see Roman come back because they want to see what's going to happen now.
That's going to be huge.
And all this, and you got when Cody won the belt, people were invested in Cody winning, so that had a good story to it. The problem I have with wrestling now is that everybody's just like a move like DDT, like Jake Roberts and Raven had back then. You didn't kick out of that.
True. I love that move. It was awesome. Even on Anderson did it when he was wrestling.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't
And
kick out of like the tombstone, but when you did kick out, they saved it for the big matches like WrestleMania.
like when Shawn Michaels kicked out of it and the Undertaker's face afterwards, it was a big moment because that back then no one really kicked out of it much.
Mm-mm. And when you see something like that and they kick out right then, you're just like, it's like what Stone Cold said. Some of these guys don't need to be showing all their moves on Raw and SmackDown. He's like, save that for the pay per view, save these
Yeah,
big moments. And I
yeah,
feel like that's what's going on with all wrestling. That not just not just AEW, but it's WWE as well, and it's with TNA as well, because they all just want to do all these high flying, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is awesome! This is awesome!" It's just, I mean, I still feel like MJF. I'm glad he signed with AEW, but I really wish he kind of went to WWE.
yeah. I'm the same opinion. I think he could do bigger things in WWE. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that he's in AEW because AEW needs a big star like him, and I think if he did went to WWE, I think he'd be a bigger star than he is now. That's just what I'm saying. I'm not just saying that because I'm a WWE fanboy, which I'm not. I'm a wrestling fan, not a WWE fan.
Mm.
What I mean by wrestling fan means I like all other wrestling companies. I don't just like just one company, like because some people say, "Oh, you're a WWE fan, that means you hate AEW." No, I don't hate AEW. I just don't like what they do, you know.
Well, I don't like these fans that come out there and hate on Adam Copeland just because he went to AEW and didn't
That's
re-sign with
stupid.
WWE. And I'm just like, just because he's not in WWE no more doesn't mean you don't have to support him still.
So I do support him still. He's good, and everyone should as well who's a fan of his.
It's, I mean, to be honest with you, wrestling is the same way like it is in the real world, because we might be at one job for a long, long time, but we find out this new job is going to pay us even more. Obviously, we're going to be intrigued by that,
True, very true.
and that's just how people need to look at it, because it is a business first and foremost.
Yeah, wrestling is a business, and I think also with Tony Khan is he puts business last and friendship first, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yep, I agree with that. He comes in there acting like we're best buddies, and that he's all like, "This is my friend here," and I'm like, look, you got to be firm with them. I mean, I think the reason why NXT is doing so well is because of Shawn Michaels and with Triple H, is the fact that they've been there, they've been those wars, they've been there as performers, so they understand where wrestlers are coming from, how a crowd's going to react, and they could be there to let them know, hey, this is working, that's not working. So let's try this. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, I don't know how Michael feels about this, but WWE has done a lot better without Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. I think with Vince, when he was there, he pretty much held a lot of people back a bit, like stopped them from doing what they wanted to do creative wise.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
So with Triple H in charge, I think WWE is doing pretty good right now. They're doing really well. And now with this partnership deal with TNA for NXT, I think it's great for both companies. It's great for both of them. It's for TNA to be shown on a much worldwide as bigger scale, and it could help elevate both companies and their rosters.
So what we're gonna do, Michael, now we're gonna do some. These are like little rapid fire questions. It's
Okay,
like what is your favorite drink?
favorite drink. Beer shandy.
So what is that exactly?
Half alcohol, half lemonade.
Ah, nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a non-alcoholic uh, beer, but it's not beer. It's actually, in my opinion, it's the best alcoholic drink you can get because there's not much alcohol in it.
What's your favorite food?
uh, cheese pizza.
A plain cheese pizza just for me. You
I
gotta do that on TikTok during this.
have to,
When they ask
yeah, I've
you for
got to.
Christmas, get a cheese pizza and be like,
Whole cheese pizza for me. Yeah, I got to do that.
um, I know you said your favorite holiday. What's your least favorite holiday?
Least favorite holiday. Wow. Oh gosh, I don't think I have one really. No, I don't think I have got one. I like all of them.
What is your biggest pet peeve? Like, what?
Uh, Liars, liars and hate. People who pretend to be someone's friend just for the sake of it, and they just lie to them. Just don't like liars.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm. Let's see.
Hate as well, hate and bullying and stuff. The world needs less hate and more love.
If there's one person, man and woman, that you could wrestle, past and present, who would they be?
If I was a wrestler,
Hmm.
well, I'm not a wrestler, but if I was a wrestler and I had to wrestle someone, um, probably Bailey, because I like Bailey. But a man, though, I would have to say Chris Jericho because he is a professional and I would trust him.
That's good. That's a good one, actually. And by the way, earlier when you said Jericho's always involving, I agree with that.
Yeah, he is.
I'm with you on that.
Man of a thousand gimmicks, I call him, because he's got such.
What is your what's your favorite season? Do you like fall, winter, spring, summer?
Spring. I like spring. Seeing the flowers come up.
What is what's your favorite what's your favorite animal? Like animals in the they can just be like it could be a domestic animal or it could be an animal from the ocean.
Uh,
It could be
Sharks and tigers.
what's it about sharks that you like?
They're so cool. I just like how they glide in the ocean and how they hunt for their prey, and just how feared they are by humans. But they're very misunderstood creatures, really. They they
I
they,
call
they, they
them
watch.
what's that? I call them majestic creatures.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're beautiful creatures. There's people misunderstand them because they watch too much of the movies.
Shark Week 2024 is going on, everybody. If y'all love sharks, that's some really good episodes are on right now with Discovery and everything. So, and plus John Cena is hosting Shark Week, so you can't see him. But
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
did you since you said you like tigers, did you watch the Tiger King documentary?
No, no, I haven't. Sorry.
What is something that you what's your favorite car? Like what's like a car or a truck that you like?
I don't have a car, but I always like the minis. Like the one in the Italian Job.
Oh yeah, Mini Coopers. Yeah.
Yeah, Mini Coopers. Yeah, I like those.
What is one movie franchise that you wish would just die?
Wow. Um, uh, there shouldn't be any more Star Wars movies now. How much I love Star Wars, I love them, but there shouldn't be any more. So you have to pick one Star Wars.
Who is your childhood crush and who is your crush now?
Oh wow. Oh wow. I don't think I had a childhood crush. I can't remember now. Who's my crush now? Uh, to be honest, I don't have one. I don't have one. Sorry, so can't answer that.
Man, some people would say maybe Bailey, but I mean, I just
No, I do like Bailey, yeah, but crush on her though. No, no.
Let's see. What's the other one here? What is what's your favorite like? What's your favorite soothing thing? Do you like this? I know you like the sound of nature. Do you like snow or do you like rain or do you like?
I like the sound of rain, but I don't like to be in it.
I don't think anybody does.
No. Well, some
No.
people might. You never know. Never know.
If you were to be a wrestler, what would be your finisher or what would be your theme song?
Burning My Light, Randy Orton's old theme, and I'll probably have the either the Stunner or the Pedigree.
Pedigree. I remember when Triple H first came on the scene doing the pedigree, he did it a different way and then landed on people's
Yeah,
heads.
yeah,
And now
that was disturbing. The safer way, not the that way, the safer way. Release the arms before you go down. You know.
I know you like the Undertaker, but what's your favorite gimmick of Taker's?
Oh, the original one. You know, when he first came as the
The Black and Gray, yeah.
Undertaker. Yeah, with the hat and the silver gloves and stuff. That was cool. 'Cause back then he was terrifying.
He scared me as a kid when he was talking in that casket and got all the way up there and yeah, was petrified on that one.
Hmm.
So besides, where could people if they wanted to follow you? Where like how do they find you on TikTok?
My TikTok name is at Michael Carr 697. Um, I usually do Doctor Who videos and I do other stuff too, like Disney cartoons, movie scenes, sometimes a few wrestling ones now and again, like promos and stuff, not actually moves. I have seen people do wrestling moves on their girlfriends or their wives and even kids on there, which is stupid. Don't ever do that. Please don't ever do that. That's stupid. Um, but but yeah, I do. I play my own version of the Welsh Doctor. You know, the Welsh Doctor is my own creation. Usually, I wear a blue shirt and a Welsh cap like that, and a jacket. So that's how you can find me on there. You know, so it's at Michael Carr 697. That's my TikTok handle.
Hey, the one thing I love about your Doctor Who stuff, and even in anything you do on there, is
Hmm.
when people are trying to mimic the voices or what was being said on there, you can tell that they don't do it properly, but you get it right off like perfecto,
I
and
get
it's
that a
like
lot. I get that a lot. People say all the time, you know, oh, you do it spot on, you know, but I look back on them, they're like half a second off, you know, and that always annoys me. I'm like, the audio says it, then half a second later I say it, or mime it. I'm like, oh, damn it, just a few half a second off. So that's what it's like to me. I'm a perfectionist, but for people to say it's spot on lip syncing, I appreciate that. So thank you. That means a lot.
well, Michael. I know this was to get you on here and stuff like that. We finally did. I appreciate you
Yay.
taking the time out
Mm.
for doing this. Well, actually, you go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I
Oh,
said, no, well, I mean, like you approached me. You were like, "Hey, I'm ready to do this." And
yeah. So it took me this long to do it, you know.
now we just have to, I know that Mike Drain and Nate and a few of them were saying they were going to tune in, and they probably did. So
Hi
um,
guys, if you're watching.
they said they were going to tune in and watch you and everything like that. Two wonderful
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah. If other people are watching as well, like Courtney, you know, you know, glad I did
And
this. It was a lot of fun.
yeah, and what's cool is eventually we can slowly get him into maybe coming into the wrestling panels with me and Nate and Mike and give his input on some stuff because you actually do got some really good inputs. So,
Thank you, thank you.
anyways, though, is there anything you want to add before we
And
go?
all I can say is thank you all very much for putting up with me. And this has been a lot of fun. And hopefully, I can do this again soon.
Absolutely. Everybody, as you said, go follow Michael Carr on TikTok. He's not that very hard to find, believe me. You know, when you if you look at some Doctor Who stuff, you'll definitely find him. And the red hat that right there.
Yep. Yeah, can't miss it.
Also, we'll be doing some more stuff here soon. And I just want to thank Michael for his time and thinking about everybody else for tuning in. So this is Big Kev, Big Kev's World signing out with Michael Carr,
Mhm.
and we are out.
Bye.